Talisman Sabre war games are slowly resuming after this helicopter crash. The multi-nation exercise is considered our biggest and most important in preparing for conflict, especially with the rise of China. But closer to Beijing, the drums of war are beating louder.
On the surface, everything looks tranquil. But like all Taiwanese, grandfather Charles Huang and his granddaughter Ellie are in the shadow of a large and looming threat. For 72 years, Charles has lived with the uncertainty all Taiwanese know. He worries his granddaughter will do the same. She tells me she's 3 years old, but her innocent eyes don't know the fear her grandfather has for the future.
War. I very worried.
Do you worry about Taiwan's future at all? Safety?
Yeah, to be honest, I feel nervous about the future.
Life on the edge with a powerful, unfriendly neighbour just 130 kilometres away across a thin stretch of water. This island is home to 24 million, a vibrant culture and friendly people who offer a symbol of hope. At Taipei's wet market, 54-year-old Jinfa Wang tells me it's beautiful and safe, but believes Xi Jinping is a dictator. He wants what he calls reunification. That's Chinese whispers for a Communist Party takeover of Taiwan. What do you think of Xi Jinping?
Yeah, he is insane. I mean,
China's president has told his troops to be ready by 2027, but that doesn't mean that's when he'll make a military move on Taiwan, or even if he will at all.
China knows that if they were to take Taiwan, they're really taking on the United States.
John Blaxland is Professor of International Security and Intelligence Studies at the Australian National University.
That's World War III. I don't think that's likely.
Over the last year, China has been ratcheting up military activity, war jets flying towards the island. This week, Taiwan flexed its own muscle, testing its own strength, training for a worst-case scenario. This is Taiwan's largest ever military exercise. All this week, Taiwan's military has been running with the slogan, "We are ready." And that's because all of this is designed to show one thing, that Taiwan's 170,000 military personnel can somehow protect this island's 24 million people from China and its armed services, 2 million strong. It tested airports coming under attack. There's been helicopters and firepower from the ground, tanks and artillery, all to protect life as they know it. In downtown Taipei, summers are hot, the kitchens even hotter. There's a real sense from many of the Taiwanese people, the families, the business shop owners, about a national pride, a feeling of identity that is being built here. While there's obvious concern about what Xi Jinping might do from across the water in mainland China, there is a very real hope here in a place where the democratic movement is still young, that ultimately peace will prevail. Thousands fill the streets, many of them young people. The generation, many here say, is driving a shift. Young people have a sense of identity when it comes to the issues with mainland China, this woman tells me, and they're also listening to the likes of Freddie Lim. He's a rock star, grungy politician who has struck a chord with voters. What concerns do you have for the future, for your children, for yourself and for this island?
We have fought so hard to make this a democratic country. I hope that I can protect them, we can make it better, we can make a better world for my children. There is a driving force in this society that we try to, especially in the young people, that we try to make Taiwan better and to prove to the world that no matter how the world look at us, no matter how China try to block our way, we can still make this country better.
With China ramping up its military pressure, US President Joe Biden says this is a decisive decade for the world. Underlining that point, Operation Talisman Sabre is bringing Australia, the US and allies together for war games of their own, watching from the Coral Sea this Chinese spy ship. These military exercises are about defending our sovereignty, but Taiwan is also front of mind for both Australia and the US.
So the stakes are high. The stakes are really high.
No one knows that more than the citizens of Taiwan.
I'm afraid Taiwan.
You're afraid for Taiwan?
Yeah, recently.
Charles has thought about fleeing to America, but stays for his family, in the hope the drums of war start beating a little softer and the troubled waters surrounding this island become a little calmer.